Well, I go way back, probably Cindy, when I had heart murmur and rheumatic fever way back in the when I was about 8 years old, and I had a heart that just kind of skipped a beat every now and then. It wasn't until 1990 when I was a festival MC of a very large festival in our little town in Washington, Leavenworth, Washington. Coming home one night, I grabbed my chest and an electrical impulse went shooting out my arm. And they realized that something was wrong, rushed me to the hospital. An ambulance ride, 2 mountain passes over into the University of Washington, where because of the snow, it was quite a trip, and we had to uh, have immediately open heart surgery. I had 4 bypass surgery at that time, and it was quite a shocker to everybody. And so over time, I've had to take a nitro and for different times because of the pain. And then pretty soon the arteries started closing up, and one stent, then two, and finally I had 13 heart stents. And until they tried the 14th one here in 2021 in December. Doctor said, Bob, we can't put any more stents in there. You only have one artery left in your heart. All other arteries have disappeared and dissipated, and so you cannot put one more stent in that artery. So what do I do? He said, well, you're going to have to change your whole life around. No lifting over 5 pounds. And, I'm just a young 84 years old at the time. I'm raring to go. I got a lot of things I got to do in life. And, but he said, nope. And so I had to follow that until we ran into, let's see, it was last September. Last September, we were in Michigan, and a lady showed me this patch on her hand, and I thought, what in the world? She's got a mole or something there that's got this patch on. No, she said, this is something that's life changing. That it brings your uh, what do you call it? Your stem cells that are gone dormant in your body, brings them back to life. And I thought, oh my goodness, I got to try this. And so I did, and my wife did, and pretty soon I did it for another purpose, back pain and da 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 and so forth, and sciatic. And it wasn't until a couple of months ago I noticed we live in an independent living home in Arizona, and I could walk down that big long hall to the dining room and stop halfway down. And sometimes I had to take a nitro, and other times I had to just bite my lip and slow down. And all of a sudden, a few months ago, I said, "Wow, I can walk as fast as I used to all the way down that hall." I couldn't believe it. And then comes the kicker where I had to go to my cardiologist, who said, after 3.5 years, to find out where those other arteries have gone, or they've just disappeared, but have you got, what's it like now? I want to know. So I went in and got, what's that? It's a sonogram or whatever it is. Yeah. And here about 3 weeks ago, I went into the doctor and for the results. He walks in this room, this tall, handsome cardiologist who has been watching me now for all these 15, 16 years, as he watches all the old people come and go and in their wheelchairs and everything else. Found out a lot of them are younger than I am. And I said, Doctor, what's the deal? He said, I can't believe it. What can't you believe? He said, your ejection fraction is 66%. Now that means out of 50 to or 55 to 70, it's normal range. But the top of that, you've got a solid heart pumping blood out of that left ventricle, strong oxygen-filled blood into your body. And I told him what I was doing. And I thought, I'm going to, months before that, I said, I've got to really check my heart, because I was checking for other things. And I used the X39 and the Eon and some other things, the LifeWave and all this and that for my pain and my knees and stuff. But then found out that I'm going to find out what it can do for my heart. And I used carnosine, alternated that with glutathione, and here I am. People can't believe it. Even the girl in the office, she said, "Well, do you have information on that?" I just happen to have a little packet with my business card and everything on there to give to him. And now my doctor wants to privately work with me on WhatsApp and find out how in the world you've got a 66% ejection fraction. And I come from a family of 8 children, and I'm the first one that had open heart surgery. And can you believe it? All the rest of my brothers and sisters have either had heart attacks or valve replacement or bypass surgery. And so I always said, Dad, thanks a lot for that gene. Why didn't you supply us a year's full of Levi instead of that kind of a gene, you know? And so here I am, kind of a walking miracle of what God has done through LifeWave patches. And I'm just a rookie. I've only been on this since September. And so that's where I'm at. And it's just, first of all, I give God all the glory. That's where I have to do that. And I thank him for that. But God is using David Schmidt in a mighty way worldwide. I tell people, this is, you wait, this is going to be technology. The whole world will hear in a few years of people that have been changed so radically. And I'm excited I can be a spokesman wherever I go.
Well, we're just so grateful that you agreed to join us tonight. It's such an amazing, beautiful testimony, and I am so excited for you. Honestly, Bob, after meeting you, it could not have happened to a nicer person. You were just
well, Suzanne's got her, how many? 200 and some grandchildren or whatever I'm teasing. We have 13 great grandchildren, and I want to be able to be there, if God permits, to be able to encourage their life to see what an old 87-year-old guy can do.
I love that. I do have a couple of questions because we talked earlier and you mentioned that you originally started the patches for sciatica and back pain.
That's right.
For your knee.
Yes.
And so what's going on with your back?
Sciatica, what is that? and the pain is gone from my back. I just am so thankful for that. I've been an athlete. I've been a baseball player in the Hall of Fame here in the Sun Cities and everything else, and still with that pain, and I don't have it anymore. And I'm not sure at 87 I should grab a bat and run out there and start running the bases again, but I am so thankful, for what it's done. So I have no pain in my lower back or my sciatica going down both legs. And I alternate. I now use sometimes Eon in the middle of my back, X39 on behind my neck, and on my knee now I'm starting to vigorously use Eon on the left side and glutathione on the right side, of which I heard someone say that's a real combination. So we're going to find out. I did not have knee surgery. Everybody says, you got to have knee surgery. You're such pain. Well, it's gotten better. And every month it seems like it's getting better and better. I don't want to have a 12-inch cut all the way down my knee,
Yeah, then that ruins the look of the knee, right?
That's right. That is so right, And so I just thank the Lord for those that introduced me to that, and my daughter, my son, and we have family now that are saying, if old grandpa can get going and see results, boy, we want to get on board.
That's beautiful. And we were chatting about your knee, and what I had explained, and I'll get into a little bit more here as I explain the science, is that we're not directing the increase in the master regenerative cells, those stem cells that you talked about. We aren't directing those to any specific area of the body. So sometimes they go to work where it's more urgent and where your body needs it the most. And so I would hang in there because I'm excited, and someday soon I want to have you back for a follow-up because
wonderful.
even if you're not running the bases, maybe get out there and get a few and let a pinch runner run for you.
Very good.